One of the biggest problems with the online gun community is all of the negativity and the divisive tactics that go on every day, and I always talk about how we need to stop that. Well, today I'm going to make this video where I'm very negative and divisive.
We are the superiorly armed beings.
Hey everybody, Yankee here. You know, I think most people know my channel's not exactly what you'd call successful. In fact, YouTube's actively trying to get rid of me. I'm a restricted channel. But that's by design. I take a little bit of pride in that because a while back I figured out what you had to do to be successful as the people around me were doing it and trying to get me to do it, and I said no thank you. I don't want to be part of the negative online gun culture because it's all about division and fear-mongering, telling you who you should hate and what you should be angry about and how you should ignore the things that you have in common with people because you got to focus on the negative things because that's what makes money. You know, the powers that be a long time ago determined that, hey, the internet's dangerous because people can get on there and come together. And that can be harmful to the status quo. So they put a lot of effort into making sure that the negative element of the online experience is the most prominent one. And the gun community's no different. There's more money in being divisive and being hateful and all this stuff than there is in trying to be honest and trying to be inclusive. It seems like everybody that has a gun channel nowadays, most of them, the big successful ones, their biggest goal is to tear down the gun community by making it this select little group. You know, gatekeeping. Oh, if you don't believe these political things or these religious things or these things, well, then you're not a true gun lover. And I won't engage in that. I've had plenty of opportunities to engage in that, and I will not. I would rather my channel go away. But today, I'm going to engage a little bit in the negativity and the divisive talk because someone sent me some screen captures. And, you know, one of the things you can do to piss me off is talk about me behind my back and lie. Now, I understand why people talk about you behind their back because it's easier. I mean, sometimes I like it because it does free you up to say what you want to say, especially if you do it in private because then you can be dishonest if you want. And that's what these people are doing. They're talking about me in private because these were screen captures from a members-only chat that they held. I think it was a Patreon chat. And basically, they were telling everyone that I was a fraud, that the programs we run aren't real, that TYMPP's never given anyone a single gun, that we've never saved the life of a single animal, which is funny because there's a lot of people out there that have gotten guns from TYMPP. You can ask Grab a Gun, Sporting Systems, how many did they send out to people for TYMPP? As far as pets and vets, how many viewers out there right now's pets are alive or healthy because of pets and vets? Lots of them. And we have receipts from everything we've ever done. It's on my taxes, etc., because I have to bring it in as income and put it out as giving. And I have to have those receipts for my taxes. So they say these things about me in private. And the reason they say it in private instead of coming to my face, well, this person, when someone challenged them on that, they said, I'm not going to engage in his rhetoric. I'm not going to drop to his level. Well, you know, when you're talking about people in private and you're lying, you're not taking the high ground. You're showing that you don't have a leg to stand on, that you are a dishonest person and a coward. Because if you really thought those things, you'd be willing to say them in public. When I say things about these channels, I say it in public. I think a lot of people remember back when Military Arms Channel and the Gun Collective, during a live chat, sent me an email telling me to cease and desist talking about them when I asked them, where does the money go you're bringing in? Oh, we don't take salaries. But do you pay your expenses? Do you pay your mortgage? Do you get a per diem account? Oh, cease and desist talking about us. Because they knew what I was saying is true. That they take all the money they get from you guys and they put it in their own pockets. They buy Corvettes. They take lavish trips to Las Vegas where they're flipping $100 bills because they think that's a funny thing to do in an Instagram, show how much money they're gambling away, how much of your money they're gambling away while other people are struggling. They do stuff like that. They buy themselves fancy houses. Their wives get manicures every couple of days and massages with your money that's supposed to be, you know, helping to support the gun community. That's not what we do on this channel. You can look at me and see I ain't buying fancy clothes. If you look around and see what I do every day, you know I'm not living a fancy life. I spend most of my time working on cars and stuff. So I'm not using your money for me. I'm using it for things I can prove. And they don't say these things out loud or in public because they know if they said them in public, I'd sue them. And then they'd lose because I could prove everything we do. And everyone who's part of the channel knows we can prove everything we do. Because it's not my money I'm spending on the animals and other things. It's your money. So it's not me being generous as much as it is you guys being generous. Just however little or much you give, I pass it on. And then I write it off. Remember someone, Randy, recently said, "Oh, tell everybody how much of the pets and vets money you write off on your taxes," as if that was an attack. And I was like, all of it. Because since it comes into my PayPal and through other sources to me, I have to record it as income, and then I have to offset that income with receipts from Weed for Warriors, Canines for Warriors, the USPCA, all these organizations we give money to. I have to be able to show those receipts to offset that income. So all of it, I didn't understand what that attack was about. But as I was saying, the whole point of this is these channels that want to talk about me behind my back, be a man and talk about me up front. I don't care what you got to say about me, but when you start harming our programs like Pets and Vets and everything else, because people start leaving and actually leave me little comments on their exit interview, "This channel pointed out that you're a fraud," which happened today, that pisses me off. And if I could prove you said it, I'd be suing you already. But screen captures aren't enough proof. So be a man, come at me face to face. I'm online every day at 6 p.m. Every day. With no filter, there's no one blocked. Everyone can come in and say what they want. And you can come in live and talk to me in person. Do a little Spank the Yank. We do a segment called Spank the Yank where everybody can do that. So be a man, come talk to me. When I talk about you, I say it in public. When I say things like they associate with racists or they are racist, I've got recordings of phone conversations that can show that. I got one of the biggest channels saying, "Yes, I know these people are racists, but it grows my channel and it makes me money." I played it once a long time ago. I still got it. So I've got the receipts on both the things I do and the things you've done and said. I've got recordings of conversations we had about how you want to take one of the programs I do as a charity and turn it into a big money-making thing for us. How we could make millions. I've got those recordings. So if you want me to play them, I'll play them. That stuff I can prove. I have played it for people in my private chats before, but that's proof. That's not me just saying something. And I played it publicly once too, one of them. I think most people in here know who I'm talking about. And they know the channels I'm talking about, how when their racist wives do stuff, they know who I'm talking about. And to give them credit, they don't talk bad about me because they know I've got receipts. But some of them are just stupid and they'll still talk about me behind my back. So like I said, be a man, come talk to me. Because if you're not talking to me, you're a coward and you're probably a liar. Now, some of the negative things you say about me as a person probably are true. You probably don't even know half the truth. I'm probably a worse person, at least in my past, than you could even imagine I was. I was not a good guy. Not always. At least I like to think I was good at heart. But, circumstances lead you to do bad things sometimes. But as I was saying, if you want to talk about me, come talk to me. If you want to lie, do it openly, where it can be challenged. But I don't think you will, because you don't got a leg to stand on. I've got receipts for everything, including some of the stuff you've done. So like I said, be a man and bring it to me, or shut the fuck up. And if you're one of these people that you listen to someone in private say things that they won't say in public, and then pretend like they're taking the high ground and you believe that, well, that's because you're pathetic. You're a coward. This is the kind of behavior you would engage in. If you take them at face value when you know they're only talking behind people's back and they're saying stuff they know they can't prove, in fact, it can be proved otherwise, and yet you accept that because you hero worship, you want them to like you, well, you're just as pathetic as they are. So go ahead and leave my channel. Because you're probably not anyone that ever helped us at all. You probably never helped save an animal. You never probably made life better for anybody ever. You never helped a veteran. You're just all mouth. And no conscience and no spine. So go ahead and leave my channel. Don't feel like you need to tell me why. But as far as the people saying the stuff, like I said, you're cowards. You're spineless. If you got something to say about me, say it to my face.